building trust is one of the most challenging things in today's generation, with just different things people have dealt with over the last years, and allowing someone into who you are and the challenges that you have in your life, seeking their mindset. It's definitely not an easy thing. I think that for us, people that have helped us influence in our life, we've started off just with the small things, and I think being thankful for them and sharing just different things we've learned from them to just establish a relationship, kind of like when we were first getting to know each other and couldn't wait for the next text from her or a phone call or time that we spent together, just building that relationship to then have more of deeper conversations over time. I think back to that whenever I think about just like allowing someone in your life, you have to start somewhere. And I always joke around that when we were young kids and we trusted our parents that we were gonna have food, we built trust with other coaches and teachers and people that we saw they had credibility, but then for them to get to know us, and we think about like all the things, how we're not where we want to be, or our imperfections, and wondering judgment, or just that those fears opening up. I think the best thing is just starting small, but being consistent. And any relationship is important to you. Our whole motto is that over time, we want to become the ones that reach out to the people in our life that were going to influence us before they reached out to us to see how we were doing. To be bold about knowing that they really wanted to see us be better. And then I think then there are those rare people in life that you can find that do want to see you be the best version of yourself, and have not just your parents who you love so much, but also other people that want to see you prosper. That it is so important, we feel, to allow people that have the fruit in their life that you want in your life to build that relationship and trust.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you summed it up so well. We saw their motivation was to create value in our life, and it was to add value in our life. And, when their motivation was to add value, we were looking at how they lived. We were looking at who they were. We were looking at the fruit, like you talked about, in their lives, and knowing it takes that challenge of discomfort to start a new relationship, to understand where someone, we pursued them, we pursued people because we wanted to understand who they were and how they liked to be communicated with, and learning them. Right. So, that we could have those moments where when something happened, they became our primary influences because of how much respect they had earned. How much that we valued them because they showed up continually just in the little things, where I always say, you kind of said it, but, how do you establish trust? You give something small to someone and see what they do with it.
Right.
And if they return it, rejection, or if it's received and it's a safe place, then you need to do more and more. And it will, then equally reciprocate, and you'll have a relationship built on a strong foundation. And that's the most important thing of a relationship, is knowing that the foundation is strong, so you can always go back, because relationships are always going to be complicated. We're all different, all of our personalities, and I think the unfortunate thing in relationships is that, especially when people allow you to get to know them, there can become an air of familiarity. Right. And that is something that we're very careful, with people, and always seeing the good, and always looking, 5 years, 10 years out as to what we want for the relationship. Remembering not just, okay, you helped me get here, I don't need you anymore, but being humble to know that, once an influence, always an influence, as long as they carry that same, those same principles within them. So
that's good.